Hello. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I know I look like an English teacher right now when they wrap up. Okay, students, so today we're going to be talking about Hamlet. Funny enough, I actually have the book. You guys don't care. I haven't done one of these videos in a bit, but I just thought that I would do one. I don't know. Happy holidays. Okay, here, let's go. Found this in the wilds of YouTube comments. Facts. I wonder what the video was. My doctor is always like, you are at risk for heart disease due to your weight, and I give 0 fucks. The vet, I've never seen it spelled that way. That's interesting. The vet called my babies fat, and I was hella ready to throw down. Okay, so there's two things going on here. The first thing is that the doctor told this person that they're at risk for heart disease. Obviously that's not good. I wonder how overweight this person is for where the doctor would bring up that risk, because if you're just like 20-30 pounds overweight, I feel like that's kind of a little bit much for the doctor to be bringing up, unless like you have really high cholesterol or like you're having other symptoms other than just being overweight. But like if somebody's like morbidly obese or really obese, it makes sense that a doctor would be bringing that up. And then like I'm wondering how overweight her babies are, like her animal, her pets, because it's a vet. Like I've been seeing this on TikTok. I've like, so there's that trend like, it's cuffing season and all the girls we need, big boys, whatever. But someone did that with their cat, and it's like, but you did that to your cat, or you got a cat that was overweight. Are you like that's where it's like it's really a problem for me. It gets a bigger problem for me is when people are okay with having overweight pets and overweight children. That's when it really becomes a concern. Because if these people, I always say woman, which is not nice, but if these people want to be overweight, that's fine by me. I literally don't care. But if they're going to contribute to letting their pets be overweight, that's extremely unhealthy and not fair to the pet, because the pet has no say. And, when a pet is overweight, it significantly, especially if they're like really overweight, it significantly like messes up their life. There's like this like show, and I would like it's free to watch on YouTube, or some episodes are, where it's like shows like overweight pets, and it shows like parents who have problems with their overweight, like the pet parents who have problems with their overweight pets, and how it significantly hinders their life, and it kind of disables them in that sense. Like they're not able to play as much and have as much fun, all because the parents like, oh, like they want to give the pet too much food. And it's obvious the pet wasn't naturally like that. Like pets don't know any better. Like dogs don't know any better, especially. They're just going to keep eating until they want to. Like they eat as much as you give them. So it's always, in my opinion, unless the dog is just like really getting into that stash of kibble, even though I would still blame the parents for not closing it up well enough, because there are plenty of dogs out there that are at healthy weights because their parents take care of them. Anyways, I would say that it's usually always the parents' fault if the pet is overweight, unless, let's say, unless they got the pet when they were already overweight. But then that means it's another set of parents' faults or owner's faults, whatever. I'm saying parents, but because I'm doing it because I said babies. If you're mad that your vet is telling you something that's true, that's really more of a you problem. Like that's really messed up. Like the vet is just trying to help you and help. I'm already tired because this is really basic stuff I'm saying, but the vet's trying to help you, help your pets, and you're just getting mad. Like it's obvious that you're not. I would psychoanalyze this person and say that they're taking it personally, what this person is saying. Like they're personally getting upset by what this person's saying. Okay. Your weight making you feel unwell is psychosomatic for me. right. Okay. Uh, your weight making you feel unwell is psychosomatic, or maybe other people don't see having problems as walking up the stairs as feeling fine. Okay, what? Let me read it and we'll see. My brother's in-laws visited my family. The mother-in-law, approximately a size 10, talked about how she felt so unwell when she was 20 pounds heavier. In front, oh, okay, so she lost weight. So she's a size 10, but she used to not be. Interesting. Okay. In front of my mother, who's super swollen from cortisone treatment. What? Cortisone. What is that? What is cortisone? I feel like I've heard of this. Cortisone? Cortisone. What is that? Sorry, I want to try to get as much information as I can. Cortisone treatment. Inflammation. Okay. So, okay, anyways. In front of my mother, who was super swollen from her cortisone treatments, in front of me, I have at least 70 pounds on her. I mean, your body is your story and you're entitled to it. What? I've never heard that before. Okay. But maybe you shouldn't go on about it in front of people who are fatter than you. It's really not mandatory to talk about it. Okay, so what is the cortisone treatment? How is that relevant? Are you just saying that you're just trying to find a nice way to say that the mother is fat, more fat than this woman? I mean, also, when I hear inflammatory, I know like swollen, that's like when I think of swollen, I think of lymphedema, and I think of how a lot of people confuse that with being overweight. Or in my opinion, most people with lymphedema, from what I've seen, tend to be overweight. I don't feel like it's entirely to blame for someone being overweight, but it does suck. Like there was this one woman who lost like hundreds of pounds, and she had lymphedema in her legs, and her legs looked huge. And I felt really bad for her. I'm like, you did all this effort and all this work, just for your legs to still like look like you're obese, like. So I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say anything more about that. But anyways, so 2 overweight women are mad, and I feel fine about my size, to be honest. I doubt it. It's only a problem if I have to walk up a bunch of stairs. What? I'm always surprised when people feel so unwell at a size 14. I suspect it's a part of the psychosomatic, and when you feel fat, you blame your weight for every problem. Okay, I mean, so like, I don't doubt that there is some truth to that, like slightly. There could be certain symptoms that people have that they might blame their fat on when it's not really related. But also, there could be certain symptoms that are further potentiated by their fatness. As somebody who, well, what height is this person? That's another thing that's also important to consider, because if they're like 5'1", that's like okay, but there's a lot of factors to consider with how that depends, like their size. Because I've been a size 14. I'm no longer a size 14, but I have been, and I'm also been a size 10. So I know the difference. And I know, like for me personally, when I went up the stairs, it's always annoying. I have stairs in my house. I don't want to get too like personal about this because it's not really a personal thing, but like I will have to walk up 4 flights of stairs just to get to the top of my apartment. It's really annoying. And I always hate it, no matter how much weight I've lost. And also I just naturally am used to going upstairs, so it might be different for me. But if somebody is, feels bothered by going up the stairs and they've lost some weight and they've noticed a change, that's really amazing, you know? And then also it's like you blame your weight for every problem. So if this mother-in-law has some problem going up the stairs, what else could it be related to? Because like this person's here is basically, with this argument, is saying that this mother-in-law is blaming any symptom they have of something painful on their fatness, but it could be something else. At least that's what I feel like they're implying. Or they're just implying that this person is just making up things, like they don't feel better, like they're just saying that, And also, me talking about my body and what I've done to my body is not a comment on anybody else's body. And that's what I like, that makes me like hard to talk about my weight loss, because I live around, like I exist around certain people who either are my weight or are larger than me and have not lost weight. And I feel really bad. Like I feel mean if I talk about my weight loss. But it's like, why am I allowed to talk about my body in any other capacity, but not my weight, without feeling like a jerk? If I talk about my weight loss, I feel like a jerk. Like I'm not reflecting on you. I'm not saying, oh, you need to lose weight. I did it for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. And if I did it for anybody else, it wouldn't have been done. So, and then also it's like, does this person mean they feel fine at their size? I thought they meant like they feel fine, like psychologically, not like breath. But it's also like, this is a direct, like there's so like this statement that they said is getting me so confused. Like I'm just realizing how mind fucking the statement is, because they say it's only a problem, like I feel fine at my size. It's only a problem if I have to walk up a bunch of stairs. But then also they say, I'm surprised that people feel so unwell at a size 14 walking upstairs, if we go back to the story. Wait, right? Oh, wait, did they not talk about the stairs? Oh, I'm getting confused with this statement. Okay. Okay, so they don't talk about the stairs. Okay, never mind. Then never mind. Redact that. This is why, okay, I got confused. Okay, so I guess that the person, so how did how did they feel unwell? What made them feel unwell? That's my question. Anyways, to be honest, it's only a problem if I walk a bunch of stairs. I agree with this person. Like, if you're having problems walking up a flight of stairs or a bunch of stairs, and this person's even admitting, oh my gosh, what's happening? If this person's even admitting that it's because of their weight, or they're relating it to that, But also, I guess they're saying, like, I'm 70 pounds heavier than this person, and the only problem I have is walking up a flight of stairs. How can this person have problems when they weigh less than me? Even at their heaviest, they weighed less than me. I think that people are different, and certain people will have certain problems when they're overweight, and other people won't. And if this person put the effort in to lose weight because they didn't like how they felt, they didn't feel good, and they felt unwell, then what's the problem with that? Like, yeah, I don't understand. I just feel like this person is, in my opinion, this situation is that the person who's writing this is pissed that somebody is talking about their weight loss, and it makes them feel that they should have lost the weight, or it makes them feel like this mother-in-law is criticizing them by talking about their own weight loss, and I don't like that. I don't like that I can't talk about how proud I am of losing weight. It's not a reflection on anybody else. It really isn't. I'm trying to think of something else. Like, me talking about going to college, if I'm around a couple dropouts, I'm not, or like people who didn't go. I'm not saying that you need to have gone to college for me to say, oh, screw you, Like, I have to keep pausing. My mom is like coming in and out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like, I just think it's kind of a problem of like, this person's getting offended that somebody else is talking about their successes when it goes against with how they feel about themselves, and they're just kind of saying that there's some kind of like psychosomatic problem with them. Like, I really don't feel like it's such a big thing. It has to be psychosomatic, that somebody just happens to like be bothered by having extra weight on them, that it means that there's some kind of fat phobia surrounding the way that they feel about their body. I'm not saying that isn't possible. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's more likely that you're just jealous, or you don't like them talking about their weight in that capacity, because you feel it reflects on you, in my opinion. Gonna close that. That's all I can say about that. Okay. Fat people exist in a world that pays us less, charges us more. Okay. I just feel like reading these sometimes. I don't know why. Denies us healthcare and other necessities, openly ridicules us and excludes us, and then tells us our solution is to love our bodies, but it's not. The solution is activism and policy change. What policies? What policies? What policies need to be changed? That's the confusing. What policies? I actually want to hear what policies. I'm trying to like think of some that they could be thinking of. Like the only thing I could think of is like medical fat phobia that they talk about. That's all I could think about. Okay, but let me address each of these points and say my opinions, my piece. Fat people exist in a world that pays us less. Okay. So I guess with that I would say if a fat person can't do a job, okay, well, what do they mean? Like, do they mean that they won't get jobs because they're fat, or that like how there's a like, are they saying that like a fat person doing a job compared to a skinny person will get paid less? Like kind of how women would say like a woman compared to a man get paid less. Like, is that what they're saying? Because I don't know if that's something, I don't think that's something that happens. I think it's more that fat people just are denied jobs because people don't feel that they can fulfill them, which I believe is should be allowed to a certain extent. If it's an office job and they just have to sit there and the person's like, oh, you wouldn't fit in the chair, so no, like that's stupid, which I doubt that that's happened. But like if it's a hard working, grueling job, like a construction job or something, they have to be on their feet all day. Honestly, I think they're doing that fat person a favor by saying, I'm sorry, you can't do this, mate. Obviously, it depends. But yeah, I don't, pays us less. I feel like that's a bit, that's not, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that fat people are paid less. They might have less opportunities for jobs, and it can be argued what is why that is. Like it can be argued that some jobs might discriminate specifically. This should be the last time. Some jobs specifically hire skinny people and discriminate against fat people. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I don't feel like it's a bigger world issue or even a country issue. Then charges us more. So with this, they could be talking about flights or clothing. There's a huge debacle about the flights, like flight seating and stuff like that. I don't know how to feel about it. I will just say I don't think that somebody should be subjected to having to sit next to a fat person if they've only paid for one seat. Like, oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. I just like took a break for like 2 seconds and I forgot what I was doing. Okay. It's the most annoying shit ever. Okay. Denies us health care and other necessities. Bare necessities. Okay. Are you denied health care? Or are you like what are they talking about? What is it? Denied health care? I mean, I know that they talk about medical fat phobia, but what that doesn't deny you health care. I'm really trying to think. The only thing I could think of is like when they can't go in certain machines because they're too big for them. But I really doubt that person's talking just about that singular experience. What else could they be talking about though? I need examples, guys. Examples. What was the other person earlier? Examples. Okay. And other necessities. Examples. openly ridicules and excludes us. That does happen. That's probably that's the most true thing that this person has said. That does happen, and it's unfortunate. And then tells us the solution is to love our bodies. The world? No, you guys tell each other that. And I agree. I mean, I don't think that's a solution, but I do think that fat people should be allowed to love their bodies without being ridiculed and excluded. But then also they should consider the fact that being overweight isn't healthy. And people will be like, that's an oxymoron. It's not. You can love and accept that you have a body and that it's functioning for the most part. But if you're overweight or if you're obese and it's affecting your going up the stairs, as this one person wonderfully pointed out, or being able to tie your shoe, or you just have a lesser quality of life in other ways. And you also don't want to be on you don't want to be on the waiting list for diabetes, especially if you have a family history of it. And usually when you're overweight, you don't have the best diet. At least I didn't, and a lot of people don't. And so you don't want to continue eating that way, because usually when you're overweight, you're not just stagnant. You're usually gaining weight if you don't do anything about it. You know? I digress. I cannot say that I love and accepted my body when I was 40 pounds heavier. I cannot say that. And I can't say I love and accept my body 100% now. It's a constant battle and a constant journey, and one that I'm learning as I lose weight, not when I get to my goal weight, you know, because I'm only like 15 pounds away, but I'm trying to learn how to love and accept my body now. And I wish I had before, because loving and accepting your body is a big part of your relationship with your body. And as I heal my relationship with food and see that I can change myself more than I ever thought, I love myself more and I have more confidence in myself. And I think that that's something that I might make another video on this, but like the other day I wrote something talking about how I mourn my skinny self. And by that, I mean, I mourn the body I never had. I mourn the teenager that I could have been had I been skinny. I mourn the preteen that wasn't insecure when they were getting dressed in for their 8th grade promotion, their 8th grade prom, or the girl that didn't feel disgusting in a skin tight bathing suit because she had a little bit of a belly. I don't know what that has to do with this person's tweet, but I know fat problems. I've never been obese. I'm probably, even at my biggest, I was probably what they would consider mid-size or small fat, whatever. That title, small fat, is ridiculous to me. But I understand the struggle. And I understand what it feels like to be made as a joke. So I have extreme sympathy for that aspect. And I see why they use these outlets to discuss their problems and to deal with their problems. But all I see is the famous river in Egypt, denial. It's a river, right? I don't know. And it's in Egypt, right? Please tell me it's in Egypt, please. I'm not good at that. I just wanted to be sly and say that. But no, it's denial. I accepted where I was. And I accept that I did not deserve, and I accept that more now than ever, that I did not deserve that ridicule that I got. I did not. No fat person deserves to get shitted on unless they're a bad person, but still. No, none. Okay. But like my question is, what policies? That's the examples I wanted. What policies need to be changed? And what is the activism? Isn't a part of the activism having fat people love their bodies? Or do you want us to hold up like signs and say fat people should love their bodies? I feel like that's what they're doing all over TikTok already. TikTok. I don't know. What do you want? What do you want? Be more specific. Okay. Oh my God, this is a long ass story. Okay. The world is so fat phobic that the girl who looks like she's 15 to the point that she still has braces is crying because not being a teen mom means what? I'm so confused. Okay, wait. Is this about what? Okay, let me just read it again. The world is so fat phobic that the girl who looks like she's 15, that a girl who looks like she's 15 to the point that she still has braces is crying because not being a teen mom means she's fat. Huh? She's sobbing because she's not pregnant at 15 and is instead just not thin. That is worse to her. That is a nightmare. Her nightmare isn't having to drop out of school, possibly damage relationship with her parents, being tied to another kid who can easily leave her as a single mother, the ridicule from her peers. Is this from like something that I don't under? Okay. Possibly losing her friends, lacking a stable life to raise her child, and having a mother to be a mother without a chance of even finishing her childhood, difficulty managing to make a career or earn a degree because she has to do all that while I think no, she's bawling because her stomach is flat. Apparently, in another video, it's revealed that she actually was pregnant. I wonder if she's happier now. Okay, so what is this about? What video is this in response to? Does anybody have context? Because I'm a little confused. She's 21. Okay. Okay. She's crying. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that gave us a little bit more context. I'm not going to read out loud because I'm too tired, but okay, so this person isn't 15, they're 21, and this information was kind of skewed a little bit. But I think I like to focus on the bigger picture, or I try. And so the bigger thing that this person is saying is that people will do anything to not be fat, or they hate the idea of being fat, which is a part of the fat phobic society, which is true to a degree. A lot of people don't want to be fat. I live with that fear all the time. It's why I do what I do. It's why I've lost 40 pounds, because I fear being fatter. And I still fear becoming that fat girl again. You know, I hope you guys have noticed that I've lost weight. Please tell me. Even though I just filmed from right here up. Please notice. No one noticed. No one cares except me. And that doesn't matter because I noticed and I'm like, ooh. But of course you don't want to be fat. Of course I don't want to be fat. Being fat is not fun. It's clear that it's sorry, my mom is watching like TikTok or something. It's clear that it's not a good experience. Even just if you watch fat acceptance TikToks, like if I was skinny and I watched those, I'd be like, oh my God, like they hate, like being fat looks like it sucks. Like all they do is talk about how much the world hates them. Why would I want to be fat? If what? Why would I want that? Now, does that mean that I agree with unhealthy practices that certain people, especially young girls, take to not be fat? No, not at all. But I understand why people don't want to be overweight or obese, and I agree with that. And I don't think people should, want that. But I also don't think people should take extreme measures, which I know, there's extremes of everything. And definitely, especially for young girls, the worst thing they could be is fat, and they're hated. And I don't think that should happen. And I don't think that's fair, you know. But I don't think that means that we should be focusing more on not caring about being fat, because if you just do one simple search of obesity, you can see all the awful things that can happen. So yeah, that's the bigger picture of what this person's saying. I don't feel like getting into specifics. Like, well, you can just go to this post yourself and see what lies this person's kind of skewing, or whatever. Okay. And then also another thing I will say about this is I feel like one thing that these fat activists do so much is they contrive things that aren't like they create stories that aren't true in order to push their narrative, which is what a lot of people do, not just fat activists. And I'm not saying that there aren't people on the side who are against fat activists that don't do the same thing, but like, especially there's this TikTok trend that's like, what is one thing that fat people do that skinny people hate or whatever? And it's like they'll just make up these like fake stories that didn't happen, or like exaggerate. And I'm not saying that there definitely aren't stories of awful fat shaming that happen, but like even in the facts of these videos that aren't a part of that thread, they'll just like come up with situations and they'll just respond to them as if it actually happened. And it's like, this didn't happen to you. Why are you saying it? Like, why are you responding like it did? Like they'll come up with names, and it's ridiculous to me. But I mean, people do that as, comedic jokes, and they're obviously attributing it a little bit to something similar that has happened. But I think it's a little bit, they're just kind of pulling at strings, trying to find things to be upset about, in my opinion. Okay, so let me read this so I can get like a little precursor and decide if I want to actually read this paragraph. Actually, no, I see obese and 300 pounds, so why not? Let's do it. I want to zoom in. Okay. Ooh, this is perfect. Okay. There is everything wrong with being fat. Okay. Sanity. Well, okay, anyways. Obesity leads to diabetes, joint pain, heart disease, cancer, depression, etc. It's not about being thin. It's about being healthy, and health will never equal obesity, and vice versa. You'll need to stop lying to people. I was obese and 300 pounds. I was in pain. I was slowly killing myself with food and not moving enough. This is disgusting. I wonder what this video is. I need the context of these videos. Then I would understand. Because if it's just like a fat person putting on try-on hauls, then I'm like, okay. But if it's like a fat person, like it's like if it's like Nikocado Avocado eating like a bunch of food, then I'm like, okay. I understand you will have an opinion on this, but I do too. This whole beauty movement has gotten to the point where it's no longer about people who actually can't change their looks, burn victims, actually disabled people with skin conditions. Y'all are playing with your lives, and you owe yourself respect by taking care of yourself. F everyone else. You should not want to take care. You should want to take care of yourself. God, I hate this so much. This is not okay. Oh, Ulta Beauty. Okay, so this is in response to an ad. Okay. This episode is meant to bring light to the realities of weight-based discriminations. Comments such as yours perpetuate the discrimination we're trying to combat. The intersectionality of health and fatness is nuanced, often personal, and often personal, and it needs to consider more than just one's relationship with food. What else needs to be considered? Well, I have a lot to say. Let me just think of. I'm just gonna respond to Ulta Beauty's comment first, and then I'll deal with this bigger comment in the context, which changes my opinion of how it's viewed. Do you mean like trauma, Ulta Beauty? Are you saying like the intersectionality of health and fatness is more nuanced than just one's relationship with food? Because it can do with like it can be, someone can be obese because of trauma or environment, or are you arguing that it could just, and then, or like genetics, or like because of disease, or are you saying that like someone could just be fat just from being fat? What side of the fatness acceptance coin are you on? And what is this ad about? I need to see this ad, then I think I'd understand their position a little bit more, because it's confusing. This comment is vague, but also it's probably because the context of the video explains what their view is. I don't know. but I need the context of the video because I don't agree that much. I don't think that this comment, this is my guess. My guess is that the Ulta ad was just showing obese people wearing makeup. If that's all it was showing, this comment is unnecessary. You know, like obese people simply existing and wearing makeup is not cause for us to talk about health and blah, blah, blah. That is like, you know, but if they were like saying, I need to see the ad. Let me try to find the ad and then we'll get back because I don't really care about copyright. Okay, so I don't know if this is the actual ad. No, Ulta, I was rooting for you. No, not Virgie, not Miss Tovar. Is this from the podcast? Because there's just even seeing her just disgusts me because oh God, I hate her so much. I do not like her at all. Ugh. It's not because she's like fat. It's not because of that. I'm just kidding. I'm fine. Oh God. Sorry, I just got some earphones because I didn't expect to turn this to reaction video, but now we are. So I guess we're just gonna react to this one clip because I actually know what this video is because I watched a reaction to it, but I don't remember what it was about specifically. All I know is it's not going to be good. But let me give her a chance. Okay, let's see.
Plus size women make $9,000 to $19,000 less per year. There's also well-documented medical discrimination. There's all different ways that fat phobia manifests. Like you can be overtly fired for your weight, and it's legal in 48 out of 50 states.
Interesting. I want to watch more, but that's going to be another video if we do that. Okay. Interesting. And then this kind of has a little bit more information about it, saying that, you know, Ulta Beauty did a podcast because what? Like, why does Ulta Beauty have a podcast? I don't get why they have a podcast. That's confusing. Okay. I feel like I need to watch more of this video. I'm sorry I keep pausing. It's just I don't even want to talk about it. But what is this, Wonderland? Okay, let me stop. I'm getting distracted. Okay, so someone said this video was a while ago. Okay, so my question is like, okay, well, there's too much to say. Virgie Tovar's thing. I don't like her. She has just made a lot of content in the past that I don't agree with, and it's just like she's very patronizing and like she's just, in my opinion, not a good person. And you can watch videos. Just go on YouTube and search up her name, and you just see like I don't know if I'm explaining it specifically right now, and that could be seen as like what I just don't know, but I haven't really interacted with her on the internet in a while, so it's hard for me to remember. But so she's saying that people in the medical field, or what was she saying? Oh my God, I already forgot. Short-term memory. Oh, okay. So she's kind of talking, but the last person was talking about like how fat people get paid less or whatever. Again, what is the reason for this? Is it because they have less opportunities to do certain jobs because they just physically aren't unable to? Like, I don't want to get into this too much because I don't know everything. I don't have the statistics, and I'll support statistics wholeheartedly. You know, she's saying a person can just be fired because they're fat. You know, like I feel like there might be more context to that law that's available in whatever many states she said. But, you know, just to take it at face value, that's pretty fucked up. If somebody just is fat and they get fired for that, that's messed up. And I guess Ulta is saying that was what this podcast did, was just they just brought that to light. But I'll agree with this person is that doesn't take away, or I'm not saying that this person is saying, but it doesn't take away from what this person is saying. You know? I don't think that this person is perpetuating discrimination just by explaining their experience with being overweight. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with saying how obese people do get discriminated against. And I haven't seen this whole podcast, but from what I've seen from what Virgie Tovar is saying, she's just talking it. Although she has other points that I do extremely disagree with, and she might have made them in this podcast. I would have to watch the whole thing. From what that ad, it just seems like she's explaining, and then from this comment from Ulta Beauty, it seems that she's explaining the weight-based discrimination that fat people experience, which could be argued is incorrect, especially with those statistics. I don't know. But I like I said, these videos are me reasonably trying to respond to these things and understand them. You know, like these people in these comments have some compelling things to say, and this person does too. I'm just trying to understand what this comment is saying. I'm not just going to agree with somebody, because obviously this person says a lot of points that I agree with, you know, especially when they're talking about how this movement has gotten away from the point of like talking about burn victims, disabled people, and people with skin conditions, things like that. Which honestly, the movement is far removed from that. So I don't know, like there's no hope for that. But I wonder what the relevance of this person saying like that they're lying to people. Like what specifically is she saying in this video where she's lying? You know, if she's skewing the data or like not really explaining what the data means, that I wouldn't consider it a lie. But what else? I just want to know what else she says in this video where that would happen. So I would need to watch the video to understand more of it. Maybe we could do that. We could do a little reaction. Let me think about it. I might end this video and then do it. Okay. I'll do one more of these and then I'll do a reaction. Wait, how long is this? And is it even up for free? Like, can I watch it? Oh, it's 30 minutes. Okay, I can do that.
Yes.
We'll see what I agree with and what I don't, and then what I just don't know. Because even in that ad, she was saying things, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll watch that in a minute. Okay. You can't body shame thin men. Also, don't what? Sorry, my brain needs like 10 seconds to process everything right now. Also, don't equate critiques of thin and skinny men with body shaming. Skinny people do not have the same issues to deal with that people who get fat shamed do. It's a whole different ball game who get treated far worse in society. Yeah, I agree with that. That's true. I think that fat people get a lot more hate than skinny people. But skinny people do get hate, and everybody does. Short people, tall people, a lot of people do. And I think that there are certain issues that fat people talk about where it can be equated to that experience. But I will say that fat people get a lot more rap for being fat. And that's my experience as a fat person. So I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I think fat people get a lot more shame. But everybody gets made fun of. It happens to anybody, everybody. You know, and I think trying to remove that from the world, trying to remove people making fun of fatness, I think that's an impossible task because people make fun of literally anything, you know? I don't think that means that people should be fat shamed in TV and media and stuff like that. And I think it definitely does exist. But everybody gets made fun of. There's always something unfair. There's so many things that I don't like in the media that is made fun of, you know, and that I think needs to be discussed. But yeah, like I agree with this. But why men specifically? That's a little weird. Wait, also, don't equate critiques of thin and skinny men with body shaming. Are they saying no? Critiques of thin and skinny men is body shaming. If people are being mean about it, like, is this person saying that skinny people cannot be body shamed? Because that's not true. They can't be. I don't know. I'm gonna give this person the how was I gonna say? I can't even forget. I can't think right now. the benefit of the doubt and say that they're not saying that, you know. But I definitely will say that I think this person is taking what they're saying a little bit out of proportion. Or I don't know, maybe they're not. Maybe they actually meant that, you know, but also they put a period, like for some reason. That's what's getting me confused. If this person's saying that skinny people cannot be body shamed, that's untrue. But if they're not saying that and they're just saying that fat people get it worse, I agree. You know, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen and that it isn't important to consider that and to think about that, you know. Oh God, I hate these so. Actually, I starve myself and gain weight by doing so. Okay, Tess Holiday. I have also had 2 kids back to back and a ton of health issues. But since you want to comment on women's appearance, where did all your hair go? Oof. Oof. What did this person say that made them say that? Okay. Y'all are effing stupid in this comment section. Starving yourself very often leads to weight gain. No, not often, not ever. I am only 1 meal a day for a year and I gained 80 pounds. Bro, what are you eating? Are you eating like nachos? And what are you must be eating a feast that 1 meal. That's crazy. 80 pounds. I'm not judging this. Like, I'm not trying to judge and be like, ew, that's gross. But that's like, what they're saying is very surprising. I started eating 2 to 3 meals a day and I've lost 40 pounds in the past 8 months. Also, maybe shut the F up and don't talk about people body. It affects you in no way at all how somebody else's body looks. I mean, that's true. But what this is why I need context. What context was this person talking about other people's bodies? You know? And also I don't like this thing of like, you're not allowed to talk about anybody's bodies ever. You know? What if they're doing it for health purposes or educational purposes? They're just not allowed to. Like discuss other people's bodies. Like, why? Also, it depends on how they're saying it. But anyways, so this person, it's not when you eat, it's how much you eat. So I don't know what this person was having for their 1 meal a day, or if they actually were having 1 meal a day, or if they're just having like snacks throughout the day and then they had one big meal and they consider that the 1 meal a day. Because you can do that. Like, I used to eat snacks throughout the day and then I'd have like one substantial meal a day. So technically I was doing that, but the snacks were big too, you know. I don't like, a lot of people talk about thermodynamics on my side of how like these people are going against thermodynamics. I don't really understand that because I'm dumb and I don't know what that means. But basically, I think it means like the more, like if you're eating less and you maintain your weight, that's like going against gravity or something. But I don't know what these people are saying. They've deceived themselves. It's very easy to deceive yourself and to not know just how much you're eating, you know, or to know how little you're eating. For people in my life, I've had, people around me who don't know how little they're eating, which is okay. It's okay not to know, but then when you actually look into it and you consider it, it's only when you misconceive other people, you tell other people, like these people are saying, I only eat this much. And you haven't really actually looked into what you're eating, you know? You starve yourself and gain weight by doing so. That's awful. Why would you starve yourself? Do you have and you gain weight? You're a medical anomaly. Doctors need to research you. Starve yourself? Like you eat nothing? That's like, okay, we're done. We're gonna watch the Virgie 2 of our video now. Bye.